Hello everyone, it's it's John. I suppose a little bit croaky. Yes, not come down with anything, but just a little croakier than usual. Yes, isolation. What is it? Nothing new to me, I'm afraid. It's one day's very much the same as another for an old man. Yes. So, the rest of you poor plebs now get a taste of what it feels like for an old man like me. So, I have no sympathy for you. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, I'm, yeah, it's, I guess in many respects it's interesting to see that you get to have a bit of a taste of what it's like to be isolated and to feel what it's like to be somebody who's trapped. And for me, this is what I deal with all the time. And it's sad that a lot of people have lost their jobs and are dealing with a lot of hardship, and I'm very sorry if you're in that case. But I'm going to move on from those sad things. And what have I been doing? Well, thanks to online, I've managed to finally work out how to access Tabletop Simulator. Really, really good. And thanks to my good friend Pat, we have managed. And that noise that sounds like somebody, I don't know if it's going to be picked up in the audio, that sounds like somebody taking a tinkle, is actually my gutters overflowing. It's actually raining. But yeah, no, thanks very, very much to my good friend Pat. We have managed to get Tabletop Simulator running, and we're now getting games in when we can't meet, and that's proving really, really good. And we're being able to play games that we've not been able to play before. And one of the ones that we picked up that we found was exceptional is Dice the Fleet game. Highly recommend it. So much so that I've gone out looking for it. I can't find it. So basically we've got to wait for, I guess for, what is it, for global transport to start working again, and distributors to start packing and taking orders, and for the world to return to some sort of normality. And hopefully I'll be able to grab a copy. But at least online through Tabletop Simulator, I'm able to enjoy the game. So Pat and I are gaming, which is good. And all my other friends, you cheeky bastards, get online. You've got... Dear oh dear, poor old Pat and I are the only ones gaming at the moment, but we'll get the rest of them in. We know that they've got the package. Yeah, but some of the other bits and pieces, what did I get before all the silliness? Picked up this, found that on Tabletop Simulator, might give that a go, but initially I was skeptical. Oh, don't ask me why I'm still yawning. I slept and, well, not slept, I nodded off, but I picked this up. And initially I had reservations because, honestly, here in Australia, this is an overpriced game. You know, it was, for what the contents are, I won't say what I paid for it. I don't begrudge paying because I want to keep my local game store running. And that's important for me. I'm not a person who, look, yes, I love a bargain, but I'd far prefer to see those people I view as friends continue to keep their businesses running, and that means more to me than getting a bargain. So, but anyway, look, the contents, yeah, look, you know, there's a very small equipment deck, and then there's a like an encounter deck. And initially I thought, oh dear, is this all that, you know, you play through it once and then that's it? But you actually shuffle them and choose X number, and that makes up your encounter deck for that particular engagement, and you play through and you choose. Here I am, I'm fighting, trying not to yawn. Forgive my rudeness. I've yet to actually play it properly, but from what I've tinkered with, I really like it. So look, honestly, if you haven't got yourself a copy, go get it. If you can get it for a really good price, that's even better. So no, really, really good. Highly recommend it. Get it if you can. So yeah. And the other one, I am a sucker for H.P. Lovecraft. Oh look, you can see in the background, see in the background, I'm cleaning again, which means I've got a table full of crap. I've gone into my other room. I've got 2 more rooms. You've seen one video of a room with one view, I think I called it, which just showed you one room of my board games. You can see off here to the, that's just one bookcase with just nothing but role-play games. There's another one further up this way that's full of role-play games. There's role-play games behind me. Like I said, I've been collecting for 40 years, and there's more scattered. I'm just a collector, a hoarder. Look, I'm a sad man. I just love seeing and reading other people's imagination because it spurs my imagination. And yeah, but I love H.P. Lovecraft, and I love obviously Cthulhu, and I couldn't resist this. My good friends at Games World at Carindale, Mark, thank you very, very much, Mark, for squirreling this away from me. Thank you. Very, very happy with this. Honestly, just for the miniatures. Miniatures are brilliant because I can use them for so many other things, but the game itself, yet to find. But I just love the fact that it's, you know, plays 1 to 5. Yes, 1 to 5 players. Can't tell you what the game is like itself, but it's really, really happy. Really, really happy. 1 to 5 players. So it'll be good once I get out of isolation and I can meet up with my normal game group. It shall be good. I'll just move myself across. Hide all the crap. And you're going, no, John, don't move. We want to pause the video so we can see what rubbish. Yes, no, there's a whole heap of PlayStation 1 games. That shows you how old some of the stuff I've got there. And believe it or not, the PlayStation 1 games still work. The PlayStation 1 game box I've got still works, although I've got to sometimes switch it on and off to get it to operate, and I'm having some trouble trying to tune the little TV I've got because I've lost, or sorry, one of my children lost the original TV control, and of course the universal control that I got, I can't, it doesn't work properly, and you can't tune the channel to get the thing to work properly. But look, honestly, it's nice to know that those old games still run on this old dodgy PS1. So, because my son was telling me, apparently Diablo, the original Diablo's apparently worth a little bit of money. But this old dragon sits on its dragon's hoard. You know, this 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 enforced isolation is making this dragon get very lean at the moment. I'm not able to get out there and expand my horde, but what else have I done? Oh, that's right, because of this isolation, I'm having to I'm thinking, oh, what the hell am I going to do? So, been looking on Steam for games to play, and then, the wife and I, we've been watching Murdoch Mysteries. So we've been going back and looking at TV series that we love, because once again, I buy DVDs because we love television shows. So we still got a DVD player. We sort of object, I guess, in many cases to pay for subscription television. Although we do subscribe to Anime Lab and Netflix. So I did have Stan, which I've ditched Stan for Audible, because I've now gone mad on my audio books, and which is quite good, because I've I bought the free book that I got was The Inspector and Mrs. Jeffries, because a chap that who, well, for me, as far as I'm concerned, he's a good friend, or I thought, well, I like him. He's obviously decided that because I've got differing views, he was the one who read it, and I'm, of course, trying to chase around trying to find it. This is the problem with Australia. We are the arse end of the world, and we never get what we want book-wise. So you might be finding you live in the UK, and you can just wander into a bookstore and usually pick up any of the books that are usually published, or particularly in America. But here in Australia, publishers are very loath, unless you live in Melbourne or Sydney, but Brisbane, we're very lucky to get anything. They think that we're country bumpkins up here. They seem to think that we're uneducated, but we prove them wrong by upsetting their politics, which is always wonderful. I love upsetting their political machinations here in Queensland. We upset everybody. But I took out Audible, and I got the Inspector and Mrs. Jeffries, which is a Victorian crime investigation, because I really love period crime, and those by Agatha Christie and her generation of writers. So there's her, there's Dorothy Sayers, there's now Marsh, who's a New Zealand writer, authoress. And, I quite find that the period authors I like a lot. There's not a lot of modern day crime writers that I'm particularly enamoured with. There's a few exceptions. Christopher Fowler, I really like. His Bryant and May series in particular, I thoroughly enjoy. I think they're witty. If the authors can infuse wit into their writings, then they have won me. Yes, indeed they have. So I've gone on a binge with that, and of course the wonderful thing that I found was that I've been hunting around trying to find G.K. Chesterton, and he's as hard as bloody trying to find hen's teeth here. Obviously I can order it in, but I'm a person who I don't like spending my money and waiting weeks for something to turn up. If I'm going to give my money, I want my item immediately. I'm not one of these people that likes to wait, with the expectation that my goods are going to arrive. I don't put a lot of faith in. I don't put a lot of faith in things, because sadly my family curse has a tendency to enact far too often, and we usually get royally screwed. But that's another matter. Yes. But G.K. Chesterton, the Father Brown mysteries, Audible was brilliant. For $14.95 I got the complete Father Brown mysteries. 41 hours worth of listening. Brilliant. Particularly when I look at, for instance, I found there are 5 shadow novels, the Grant Maxwell, or Maxwell Grant, I can't remember which way it is. And the one that I was looking at, the first one that I was looking at getting, it's the same price, $14.95, and it's just, I think, under 5 hours. So, you know, the price is fixed, which I don't mind, but, you know, it's, you know, you either get really, really large volume of hours, or sometimes it can be short, maybe 4 or 5 hours. But I'm not going to complain, because I think it's, you know, sometimes you get really good value, sometimes you get average. So I'm not going to complain, because it's far better that than, you know, paying you know, like if you 41 hour, obviously they're going to sell fewer of those than they would otherwise. So I'm quite pleased with that. So yeah. So that's, I think, about it for today. I'm going to see Pippin. You going to come say hello? No. He's been a very good boy today. He's been running around. He's been chastising. I have never seen so much traffic walk past my house. Normally, the only people who toddle past my house are the people from the retirement village opposite me. They've generally been the only other people. But now I've got all sorts of people wandering past. I've actually got, well, very attractive people walking past. Look, honestly, it livens up an old man's day. Oh dear, I'm a sad old man, aren't I? That's why I've now got I've moved, you may have noticed I've moved my office around a bit now. So, well, I had to, because I found out the way to improve my internet connectivity was I had to connect an Ethernet cable between my laptop and the router, which is connected upstairs, because the Wi-Fi absolutely was rooted. It really was. It was disgusting. It was like I think it was like 10 megabyte download, and I think the upload was even worse. But now, since I've connected, it's literally quintupled, so I can actually play decent, you know, I can at least play Tabletop Simulator without cutting my friends out now, because I was the person who was causing all the problems before. So thank goodness for, you know, getting that long Ethernet cable. But it was cut and go for a while there. But the other thing, of course, the other drama I've got now is that I got mice in the house. They cleared the creek opposite me, because normally we've got bulrushes and heavy thick grass, and of course when they cleared it all the rodents and everything that must have been living in there have gone and scattered, and they're in the house now. Because I was initially telling my wife, oh look, you know, I said, you're because she sadly has a few problems, of which one of them is imagining things, and of course both my animals paid no attention at all, you know. So the fact that the dog and the cat were paying no attention to rodents in the house, I just thought, oh, wife's away with it. But she called me up the other day and said, look, the mouse is in the house. And I said, look, go away, there's no mouse. And she said, look, just move this away, and, you know, move this, I think it was a two drawer tall boy. So I moved it and, you know, opened it up, and I thought, oh, okay, there is evidence of mouse droppings in the bottom, and started to move, and the next minute, poof, off went the mouse. So I had to eat apple pie. And there goes, and there he goes. Oh, okay. Yes. If I was just a younger man, no, my wife would shoot me. But anyway, look, thank you very much for listening to a rambling old man. And look, I'll end by saying a huge shout out to my good friend Mark at Games World up at Carindale, Westfield. He's just got in, I believe, another shipment of puzzles. He's selling so many puzzles, which is good, and I'm pleased. And but he's saying that it's getting really hard now to get puzzles in. So if you can support my friend Mark, I'd be really appreciative. Obviously, this is if you're in Brisbane, and if you're in the area. But look, he's a wonderful bloke. It's a family-run business, and yeah, in these times, you know, small business is struggling, and we need to keep small business running so that there's, you know, we keep losing businesses. It's going to be really difficult. But anyway, look, yeah, support your local game store. Keep them running, because, you know, a lot of them, if they go, a lot of them probably won't come back. So anyway, as always, I thank the people who have been good to me. You know, I thank Mark, I thank my friend Paul, and the other Paul. I've got two Pauls, BP Laser, Emperor's Legion, Paul Scoose. Yeah, good Lord, there's a hell of a lot of Pauls I know. Yeah, so anyway, how many times am I going to say goodbye? I can't say goodbye, I just want to keep talking to people. See, look, social isolation, and I'm going mad. But they say, John, you're mad already. Look, thank you for your time. Hopefully this will fill up some of your time. And you'll go, thank you. We've just listened to a madman. I want my, how long? 23 minutes back. Look, wherever you are, I hope you stay safe. I hope your loved ones stay safe. And I'll post another video in due course. So till next time, signing off, the Honourable John.